Hello everybody, vanburman here, and welcome to my video. We're just going to have a quick look at Källström, who is meant to be joining Arsenal today apparently, on loan from Spartak Moscow. I don't know anything more about that. We know he's 31 years old, and according to FIFA he's 5'11". I say that because, you know, it's not always right. I know he definitely plays for Sweden, and apparently he's left-footed as well. So, have a quick look through his FIFA stats, none of which are particularly amazing thus far. As you can see, he's fairly a skillful player on FIFA. He's also fairly expensive on Ultimate Team, especially on PC. He's around about 8,000–9,000 coins to buy, and there's not many of him on the market as well. He has high attacking and medium defensive, and 3-star skills and 3-star weak foot. So, a fairly balanced player, but he also has quite, well, I would say quite a low rating, particularly for an Arsenal player. According to FIFA, he's actually underneath Bentner. So, don't know what that tells you. Anyway, the thing about Källström was, I remember first sort of hearing about him a long time ago, about when he was 20. I can't remember who he played for back then. And I used to play a lot of Football Manager or Championship Manager back then, and he was always one of the players that I bought for like the first couple of years that I had Championship Manager, or that I was playing it, and mainly just purely because of his potential, and you know, the fact then he was a good long shot taker, and you know, having a long shot taker in your team is always useful. As you can see, I'm trying a few long shots with him now just to sort of gauge how good he is. I mean, I don't know, it's not too bad, I guess. But yeah, in terms of for those of you that play FIFA and, you know, wait for obviously the updates from January and Ultimate Team and Ultimate Team and all that stuff, I haven't played with him on Ultimate Team because he's worth more coins than I currently have. I've only got about 6,000, which is why I didn't buy him, or else I would have done an Ultimate Team version. So instead I've had to do it this way. But what do I feel? How do I feel about the signing? Well, you've got to remember why he's been brought in, or what he's been brought in to do, and it's quite a simple one, really. Oh, as if that's going to go in. He's basically brought in as, you know, pretty much his backup to Flamini and Arteta, because no doubt Wenger's going to use him in that more holding role, and he's got the potential, albeit less now because he's getting on a bit, to do something special. The problem is, I don't really feel as though we need him. I mean, we've got Rosicky. Källström's maybe a little bit more defensive than Rosicky, but in terms of, you know, how skillful they are, I wouldn't say that Källström's any more skillful than Rosicky, nor is he a better player than Rosicky. The only difference about Thomas is you probably couldn't stick him in defensive midfield where you could with Källström. The other thing I have to worry about as well is he's never actually played in the Premier League, and for an older player that can be an issue sometimes. You might say that their experience, you know, counteracts their overall experience counteracts lack of experience in the Premier League, which, yeah, okay, can be true, but at the same time, you know, we've seen it so many times where players struggle, especially when they come from, you know, the Italian league. And Källström has spent quite a fair amount of time in the Italian league. He also plays in Russia as well, which, as we know, or actually will know, is not a particularly high standard of league. So it's all a bit disappointing, really. We'll have a go with him from a free kick. I don't know. Apparently he's meant to be a dead ball specialist. Oh, that's actually a pretty good free kick. I'll give him that. And, or maybe that was just me. I don't know. Where was I? Yeah. So, you know, you could probably gather that, you know, he might be doing quite well in the Russian league. I haven't looked at any stats or anything. But, you know, like I've commented on today, 10 years ago, if we'd have decided to make this signing, I would have been quite happy with it, actually. Although I can't remember what the situation was like 10 years ago. But it's definitely one you could have said that was one for the future back then. And, you know, the fact that he had these attributes as well. The fact that he could do something special. And he's got years to grow into is a bonus. But obviously now he's only going to be here for the last half of the season, and he has to hit the ground running. I'm not sure if he's the right sort of player. I can't honestly say. But if it's a player Wenger's been looking to bring in, then I can't really argue with Wenger. I mean, he knows better than I do, that's for sure. But my initial thoughts are that it's a pretty poor signing, to be honest. Given, I mean, I know there's not a huge amount of players out there at the moment, but I definitely think that there was better options than Källström. And personally, might be a bit left field, but I would have rather have seen, if it's only going to be to the end of the season, I'd rather have seen Gilberto brought back until the end of the season. I know he's about 37 now, which is pushing it, but I don't know. With the way he plays the defensive midfield role, he's probably one of the best players I've ever seen play the defensive midfield role. And in that list you also have a Claude Makelele. So, just my opinion. If you have anything to add about Källström, or if you know more than I do about him, then please do leave the comments. Comment down below. FIFA doesn't always get players' attributes right. I mean, for example, Gnabry's on 69, but he is quite a young player. So, you have to give a bit of a leeway with it. But I think in terms of Källström's current ability, there might be about right. Maybe more 76 rated rather than 74, but we're talking a minor couple of points difference, to be honest. Still, anyway, I'll stop blabbering on now. But thank you very much for watching the video. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. I haven't done really very well in this arena, but oh well. I don't really do skills anyway, so I don't even know how to do a skill. I just push the analog button. He fouled me. It's a penalty. Go on, Källström. End it on a penalty. No. Well, maybe he'll be a flop at Arsenal as well. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you all soon.